When do we start recording?
Now.
Coming to you all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, Go On Podcast presents How Embarrassing with Molly and Jeff.
How embarrassing! How embarrassing!
Hey! Welcome to How Embarrassing. It's the podcast about all of our embarrassing lives. My name's Molly.
And I'm Jeff.
Wow. What a day we are having today, folks. We'll get into it here in a minute. First and foremost, I want to know, Jeff, how are you doing? I'm on cocaine.
Jesus. Chill.
I've been feeling a lot of pressure about that time that we talked about was the worst part of the podcast.
Oh.
You know, right after I say, my name's Molly, and Jeff goes, and I'm Jeff. And we always just sit quietly.
Yeah,
but you did ask me how I was doing and then continue to talk about yourself.
I wanted to say why.
You're getting closer and closer.
I wanted to say why I wouldn't stop talking. Anyway.
Well, yeah, we can just, it's our podcast. We can just naturally go into it. It's not wrong because it's what we decide.
Holy
right.
shit.
You're
That's
right.
Brilliant.
Honestly, Jeff, you're fucking right.
Did we figure it out?
Yeah. That's
we got it. Oh, man, we're pros now.
Nailed it. Okay, cool.
Fuck, yes.
Wow, what a breakthrough.
I know. And speaking of breakthroughs.
Sensual love.
Okay.
So much sensual love.
Okay, that was a little early, a little pre-shot of what Matt Cole does. Pre-shot? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
What was I trying to say?
Not
You were
gonna
gonna
lose
tell
my
us-
pre-shot.
Premature ejaculation is what I was going
What?
for.
That's what you were saying.
He shot his
Oh!
load too early.
Call it a pre-shot?
Love it.
Yeah, it's
Hold
called
up.
a pre-shot to me.
I like to say precum.
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 Instead of precum?
Yeah, precum.
All
right,
there was this frat in my college that was Sigma Chi, and I always called him Sigmachi.
Sigmachi?
Why? What?
I just thought
What
it was
is
funny.
Sigmachi?
I bet
mean?
they love that.
That's how it was spelled. S-I-G-M-A.
We are off the tracks.
Yes,
Guest
how are
is
you,
breaking
Jeff?
the rules.
Jeff, how are
and
you?
Speaking before introduced.
Okay.
Oh, you don't say okay to that. When I tell you to be silent, you nod silently. You don't
Have you
respond.
ever heard be silent before in your fucking life?
God.
In your little pathetic life.
A little shitty little existence life.
Yeah, you're pathetic.
I don't want to hear you say a fucking word
I know.
until we tell you.
Fuck.
What segment of the show are we on? I got a little lost.
I think it's time for ads or something.
I thought that Jeff was going to say how he's doing.
Oh, you asked me that before you went on a fucking monologue.
Well, do you want me to tell an embarrassing story, or do you want you to tell me how you're doing?
I'm fine. Can you tell a story?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. I did both.
As a matter of fact, I can. I used to work at a summer camp back in 2013. That's right, 2013. And they always had Christmas in July where they would play Christmas music. But the thing about working at summer camp is you don't get a lot of sleep. And you're pretty delirious. You're working hard in the sun all day. Emotions run pretty high. You're 19 years old. You're in charge of like 12 10-year-olds. It's high pressure. So we're hanging out. It's Christmas in July, so they're playing all this Christmas music.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas starts playing. And I'm in the dining hall at the table with all my campers. I started bawling, crying, sobbing uncontrollably.
Oh.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas hit me right in the heart. And I couldn't take it. And yeah, people got pretty concerned.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I was switched to an easier cabin the next week.
What? An easier? What does easy mean?
Do they have like different levels of cabins?
Yeah,
Like-
so there was
Like a prison system where it's like Oh, these
kinda.
people committed murder, so they have to be in this area. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, the small level crimes go into this pen.
It's
Wow.
kind of like that. And at this camp, they had some kids that were there for 2 weeks straight. So you were with kids for 2 weeks. And then some kids were only there for 1 week. So you only had like 5 days at a time of working
Okay.
with kids. And I was a 2-weeker. And
And those were the
quit-
bad ones?
well, it's more stressful because during that weekend, you're like going to an amusement park with the kids and like it's
That
a lot
sounds fun.
more intense. And at the time I was dating someone and I was really scared. I thought he was going to break up with me
One of the
for
campers?
2 weeks.
Gross,
no,
Molly.
That's
This
sick.
is out of camp.
That way they call
Ring
it
that
the
bell.
But anyway, I was crying my eyes out for Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And they said, we didn't realize how emotionally distressed you were. And they switched me to the 1 week cabins.
And then did you only stay for a week?
Well, it's a 7-week long summer. So you're doing 1 week and then you go home for the weekend. Then you do a week. Then you go home for a weekend.
Oh, so for the 2 weeks,
2
you
weeks,
weren't
you
going
do
home for
2
the
weeks
weekend.
and you get like a
No
day
weekends.
off. Yeah.
Oh, 1 day. What happens on that day? What happens to all the kids?
They go home and
Is
then
that when Jason comes out?
yeah, they
You
go
got
home
it.
and then Jason comes out and gets them.
Spooky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Horrors.
Stressful summer. Stressful summer.
You know, stressful days, stressful times.
Yeah,
I
I
must
should have
say.
just realized though that that's probably the easiest my life would ever be.
Yeah.
Ad
Yeah.
time.
Congrats.
I'm done. No segue. Oh, look, honey, it's carolers. Oh, she has scat carolers? That's nice. Oh, you know, everyone loves scat.
All right, that'll be $50, please.
What? I thought you just kind of walk around and you sing for the cheer of the holidays and you bring joy. And...
Honey, I'm a professional. I was on Broadway. I don't work for free.
Oh no, what happened that made you on the streets singing?
Oh, honey, you didn't hear about it? You didn't read the paper? Hear about that woman Scorn who got kicked off of Broadway for being too emotional?
No, I feel like that's pretty crazy to think of someone being too emotional for Broadway. It's very emotional.
You didn't hear about Darlene Dollface who had a mental breakdown and slaughtered a cabin full of children, and now she wanders the streets scatting Christmas carols.
I haven't heard of that person, but I think I'm gonna go back inside and lock my doors now.
Oh, honey, you can't run from me. Until I get my $50. That's the agreed upon price. That's the price to pay. You don't think artists work hard? You don't think art's valuable? You don't think I have any value, do ya? You want to just watch me out here in the streets, scatting for change, scraping my knees, scatting for coins on the streets? Is that what you want, sir?
Sorry, I locked the door. Sorry.
Yeah.
I decided to close the door and lock it while you ranted. I'm speaking through you from my little call box now.
Has this ever happened to you? You had a scatting Christmas caroler all up in your grill and you want to lock your door? Well, How Embarrassing has the perfect product for you. Today, we are sponsored by Locks. That's right. If you go to locks.com, keyword How Embarrassing, you can get $10 off your very own lock for your door. And if you don't lock your door, you could get really hurt by an emotionally disturbed Christmas caroler.
From Broadway.
Yeah.
I'm Henry Locke.
Oh no!
No, you're not, baby. No, you're not.
You don't exist, motherfucker!
Ooh.
Ugh.
All right, we have someone who is so antsy to speak. You know.
Okay, we got actually a big old honking guest for you today, everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The OG, the first ever enemy me and Jeffy ever made on this pod.
Yeah, enemy of the pod.
Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and strangle the enemy of the pod.
All right.
Hey.
Yay. Oh my God, you guys, we did it. We did it.
Did it, Trev.
So proud of you guys. 100 episodes. And
Yes.
just now getting a repeat guest. That is incredible.
Yeah.
I know. I can't believe we made it.
You told me that was your policy, and I thought it was a crapshoot at best. But when you asked me to be on here, I was like, they did it.
A lot of
We did
people
it.
don't know that we know a lot of people.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
could be on the big 100.
The
Oh.
big,
This is
the
the
big
100th
1
episode.
0.
Mhm.
All right. Well, Trip, are you embarrassed to be here today?
Embarrassed, but like the over it, humiliated. I think
Now, what do you think?
Your ovaries humiliated?
over it.
Oh.
You were
Yes, that too.
you were our first ever guest. You
Mhm.
spilled beer all over Matt's recording equipment.
Mm.
And so what do you think? Like how do you think that we've improved so far? Like what are you seeing? I want you to tell us how we've changed, and then we're gonna tell you how you've changed.
And then I'll edit out this part. So
Great. Well, clearly, producer Matt Cole is more involved in the editing. So,
Yep.
He's
That aren't
really
working.
gotten a big head.
you
He's up
guys
all night.
added Rays to Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh yeah.
You
What
guys,
are you talking about? We've never played that game before in our life.
Oh, that's true.
We'll never play it again.
Nope. We got a brand new game for you, Trippy.
really?
Yeah, we made up a new one. Never
That's
played
right.
before for you
It's
today.
different.
I guess after 100 episodes of that game, you're probably
We are
Yeah,
We're not
that
as
game.
well.
tired.
You know.
all right. Well, still, that was a cool change. You increased Fuck, Marry, Kill by 33% by adding another option.
We
True.
get it. You do math.
Oh, cool. Show us your tattoo on your arm again. Too.
I can't. It's a not a visual medium, Billy. Anyway,
Ow. You're not really helping your case as our biggest enemy.
We were hoping to become friends today.
Hmm.
We were hoping to make amends. and
Oh, is this the character
turn out-
arc?
Well, maybe you can make up for it.
Mhm.
Have you come with a story prepared? We want to hear about
Oh.
a time when you just really like something that really embarrassed you.
We want to
Well-
hear what made your face turn red.
The last time
Yeah.
I listened to this show, I talked about 3 embarrassing stories. And because I've run a little short, because I had never felt that I had been truly embarrassed in my life. But upon post-show reflection, I remembered a few more. And then
Oh.
something else happened. And this first one I'm going to lead off with, they're all short, is something that mortifies me to this day.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sits in my head since I was 5. So I'll just jump right into it if that's cool with everyone.
Number 3.
Come on in. The weather's fine.
All right, it's kindergarten. I'm a wee baby boy.
Oh, so cute. Stop it.
Oh,
I love
it's
it when the
like bald
kids
boy.
talk about being in
not
kindergarten.
cute for long. So I was like a germaphobe as a kid, like for a while, and I didn't like touching other people and shit. So
It's so strange to be a germaphobe. As a
I know,
child.
right? But as a child, like I did not want to drink out of another glass if somebody else drank out of it, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Nice.
And so they would all get up. And so at one point, the kindergarten teacher has us all circle up and hold hands with each other.
Ah, sick.
I don't want to do this.
That's not cool for you.
Pervert.
Kid, he's already got my hand. It's someone else. I see this girl I know. She's coming up to grab the other hand, and I'm like, and the teacher's like, why don't you hold her hand? And I'm like, and I know that I can't. Jesus Christ. I know already that it's mean to say that girls have cooties at this point in my life. I know
Aw.
that's bad.
It's coochies.
So I can't say I don't want to hold her hand because she's a girl. Does anyone want to guess what I said instead that was so much worse?
Get the fuck off me, bitch.
I said, I don't want to hold. No, I can't. I was like, they hold her hand. I was like, I can't. I was like, no, I can't hold her hand. They're like, why? And I'm like, because she's black. And then
Oh,
everyone,
no!
like, you know, when you're a kid and like an attosecond passes, and that's all it takes for you to realize like you fucked up in some way.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh my god.
What about this?
Wow.
So she starts crying. The teacher's like, holy gee, what the fuck? What? And then they're like, dude, you can't say that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I thought I couldn't say the other thing. And then it was like,
and they thought you were talking about the N-word.
Wow, you little racist.
Oh my God.
Racist shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know what racism was at that point. And then, of course, coincidentally, the next day we learned all about it. But
I wonder why.
yeah. So, but you know, as you're little kids at the time, so by the time of the next day, like you've got the attention span of a fucking hummingbird. Like everyone just kind of resets for the day. But it's one of those things where it's like, as I go through life and I read and I see the news every day and learn more about American history and all this horrible shit, the worse that memory gets.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I'm 6, I don't care. Like I remember it happened. I don't give a shit. And then like, so it's just something
Right.
that has grown more embarrassing with time. Only more embarrassing.
Imagine how often your teacher tells people that story.
Well, it was Virginia Beach City Public School. I'm sure that's not the only time. I think that's actually how they placed me into the gifted program there. I don't know. It's funny because Virginia Beach is racist, but
Yeah.
Right.
Word.
Yeah. So that sucks, and that has never left me. I think about it in my deep all the time. And at the and we knew each other. We were friends, like elementary, middle school.
Oh, good.
Went to different high schools.
Mhm.
And then like the tail end of high school, when like a lot of my peers and I were getting Facebook accounts, and everyone's just writing on each other's walls for shit's sake because it's new.
Yeah.
She just writes, "Oh, hey, it's been a while," and I never responded because I was
Wow.
Oh no.
no,
That confirmed to her that you are a racist.
I know.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my
there
God.
went your one black
That doesn't
friend,
look
Trip.
so good for you.
I know, yeah. And and for anyone who doesn't know me or hasn't seen me in a while, I'm white, so very bad.
Who hasn't seen you in a while? It sounds like you used to be
Seen me
black.
in a while. Still white.
I forgot what I look like or sound like, but yeah, I think that's the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Oh
I think.
my gosh.
What a fucking story to tell on the day of Black History Month.
There you go.
Kids say the darndest things, you know?
Oh my goodness, yeah. So if you're listening out there, Victoria, sorry, my bad. 25 years ago.
Wow. Way to be a white savior.
Right?
Get off our show, Trip. You
Get
Oh
terrible.
out.
my god. There's a reason. Okay, you're still enemy of the pod so far.
Disgusting. So
What else
Number
you got?
two.
make
Number
that bad
two.
medicine go down
Abuse us.
easier. I had something mortifying happen to me like last year.
Mhm.
After my first time on the show,
Oh.
I saw a guy at a bar pre-COVID, and he got all excited to see me, and he clearly recognized me. And
You
I
got
have
a
no
boner?
idea. I have no idea. I mean, you know, pre-COVID, and I have no idea.
Word.
I don't know who he is. I'm like, all right, clearly I was blackout drunk and I met this guy or something, which is what happened. But he got so upset that I didn't recognize him. He was so not mad, but brokenhearted, shattered, and sad.
Oh my
Ooh.
I
God.
don't get it. And my friend, I was with the guy who introduced us apparently at this party, and apparently he was super depressed. And I talked to him for like 2 hours and brought him out of his depression and like gave him a new outlook on life.
Oh my god.
Like he was
Whoa.
like, yeah, you were over there talking to Fred, telling him like, yeah, you should be proud of your job and what you do because it's so unique and cool, and only you are the best expert. And so like I saved him, and then like I was like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Trip's like in a blackout, just like turning this guy's life around. Wakes up the next morning like, fuck, I'm hungover.
I've never seen him since. I don't know what he did. Maybe, for all I know, maybe he took a trip to the old rope and stool store. I don't know. After that encounter.
Oh, the old rope and
They should
stool
really
store.
close that store down. Like
Yeah,
it seems like the
it's a
city
bad-
hasn't realized what
It's
it's
local.
It's a
doing.
bad combo.
It's local,
Yeah,
man.
It's one of the
People-
few local places that are still surviving during COVID.
Yeah,
And so, like, they're like,
shockingly.
we don't want to close down local businesses, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not good. There's not
Yeah.
return customers.
I
And
think
they're
they
like,
named
they're like, we have never done so well till this pandemic.
I thought the sale name, the 6 foot distancing into the earth, was very on the nose.
Yeah, right. Anywho,
Number
That was also
one.
embarrassing. And then
Oh,
number
no.
one, I figure I'd do what I did last time and close out with some horrible shit I did in college.
Yes.
Nice.
One time I was in college and I did something called a Tour de Franzia, which is like a beer Olympics. And a beer
Ah.
Olympics is like you do all these drinking games.
Yeah.
And
didn't
you
you tell this story last time?
No, it's similar, isn't it? So
Yeah.
No,
I
last
feel
time
like
I talked
this
about
is a
the
story.
trail
Last
of
time there was a
beers.
traveling
Yeah, the trail of
drinking.
beers.
Yeah, that was different.
Oh.
That was just
This
a
is a
racist
different
themed
one.
party.
Got it. Okay.
This was so the Tour de Franzia is every team of 4 people has to finish a box of Franzia wine as fast as possible while doing all of the games.
Hell yeah, they do.
So my team had someone who was freshly 21, so still kind of a lightweight drinker,
Ooh.
and was missing a person. So it's a lightweight, a normal weight, and me, and one box. And the fresh 21-year-old was tasked with getting the box, and she buys the Franzia fucking Chardonnay, which is 17% ABV, alcohol by volume. You have to get the Chablis, that's 13%. Big difference.
You didn't get the Chablis?
I know,
Give us a
yeah,
Chablis.
it's a big deal. And
You
so
got the Chardonnay instead of Chablis?
Give us a
They
Chablis.
tap
Give us a
out.
Chablis. Give us a Chablis now.
they tap out halfway through, but I'm like wasted. I'm into it. I'm like, I'm going to finish. I'm going to do it. So I tank the rest of the Franzia box, and I don't remember anything until the next morning.
Oh,
And
no.
By next morning, I mean 3 o'clock when I wake up in a house I've never been in before. And I hear this voice go, Trip, bro, you're awake. Oh, wow, you were fucked up. And I'm like, all right, what else is new? Like, what is it? And I recognize it. And this guy, I don't know his real name. I know him. He's a friend of mine. But
You got him out of a deep, dark depression before.
he is a guy. He was like captain of the water polo team at Virginia Tech. But like no one really
Hot.
knew for sure if he was a student or how old he was. Like that whole deal. So no one knows his name. We know him by his nicknames. We know him as T-Bone, or as I knew him by his
Oh,
newest
no.
Twitter handle at the time, P-Money1
Nice.
So as I'm
P-
trying to collect
P-Money?
myself, I'm like, oh, P-Money? What's up? And he's like, bro, I saved you. You were bleeding outside of Sharky's, which is the premier sports bar. I was like, what the
Oh.
fuck? And he's like, yeah, you were like kind of sitting down next to a bench and you had scraped your head. Anyway, we went inside and had a couple beers and talked about it. And, and then I was like, oh man, Trip's got to go home. He's in trouble. But I didn't know where you lived. And you wouldn't tell me where you lived. You said it was a secret. So I brought you back to my place. And that's why you have this shitty looking bandage on your head. I'm like, fuck, man. Well, this is how embarrassing. And he's like, nah, dude, this is cool. P-Money's got you. And then it gets weirder because he has these two women come in
Oh.
these
Twins.
cheerleader outfits.
Oh.
And they were
Twin
Virginia Tech
cheerleaders?
basketball cheerleaders. And
Virgins.
he's like, yeah, dude, I
Whoa.
brought cheerleaders. That's something, a commodity you can bring, apparently, in his world.
I brought cheerleaders.
Yeah. It's 3 o'clock. I'm still drunk, whatever. And so he motions me to go over to get on the couch that they're all sitting on.
Uh-oh.
So I get over on the couch, like, this is weird, but whatever. Like, just whatever happens.
Go with it.
And I think, like, and then I kind of get like, hey, you know what? Maybe my luck's turning around tonight. Maybe I'll, like, make out with one of them or something like that. Or literally do anything except continue to bleed from my head. You know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, that's cool. We're talking. And then he just takes one of their ankles. She starts giggling and he just takes her legs up and just plops her toes in his mouth and just goes to town. And I'm like, all right, that's weird. And then he motions at me and then he motions at her feet. And then she raises up her feet. And I'm like looking at him like, you want me to fucking? And then like she just throws him into my mouth. And then I'm like, trying to like not think about what I'm doing because this is a bad time to find out you're not into this at all. Like it would have like if I actually had a fetish, that would have kicked ass. But
yeah, it's not like a
I did.
little lick of a foot to see if you're into it. It's
and so I'm doing this, but I'm still trying to piece together my night. So I'm like, we're sitting next to each other. They're across from us. And we're like, so what do we drink at Sharky's? Was it beers? We do shots. And he's like, no, bro, it's just some beers. It was that. Are you still in Terrace View? I'm like, yeah, I still live there. And like, we catch up with toes in our mouth. And we keep drinking and I black out again.
Oh
no.
And I wake up at like 2:00 at the same house the next day and they're watching like Game of Thrones or some shit. And he's like, oh, he's back. Oh man, you passed out with toes in your mouth, bro. It was hilarious. I'm like, dude, can you not tell anyone about this? Please don't tell anyone. And he just kind of gives me this like sad look on his face. And I'm like, why, T-Bone, why are you frowning? And he just shows me his phone and I can see that he's texted a bunch of people. And I'm like, did you just tell all of our mutual friends what happened? He's like, yeah, sorry.
Too late.
And so this gets around, and then I'm into this fraternity at the time, and during the fraternity, like kind of like initiation ceremonies, the littles you take on, littles being newer brothers that you mentor for a semester, they have to tell embarrassing stories about you. And so they all tell the story, but they get it kind of wrong. And if you know me, you know I'm anal retentive about particular details.
Right.
So they're laying like, yeah, Tripp like sucked 2 basketball cheerleaders' toes, and everyone's laughing, and I'm like, no, it was 1. Get it right. It was at 3 a.m., not the night before. So I'm like angrily embarrassing myself at this point. It was a whole thing.
Wow. I gotta feel bad for the cheerleaders that the toes you sucked because, like, she must have felt bad. It's like, oh, Tripp's not into my toes. Like, she might have felt self-conscious.
I'm sure she was very lucid at 3:30 in the morning, hanging out with P-Money 1 million.
sticking her feet in people's mouths.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is something. That toe. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I would like, I've never really put my toe in someone's mouth, I don't think.
Really?
Like, I got kind of like, I sailed in college.
Any foot fetishes.
I sailed in college, so my feet were always kind of fucked up and gross from the shoes you have to wear when you're like sailing a boat in the winter. And like, I just don't think it's a good time for anyone.
God, I think our Patreon just went up to $20 just now. Like, oh yeah, send me those sailing feet.
I know they still haven't recovered. I got.
I smelled my girlfriend's ballet slipper once.
You just smelt it?
No.
I wouldn't recommend
curious?
it. Yeah, I was
and
curious.
You were just like, no, not for me.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
It smelled like a hobo. I died in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have any foot fetishes, but I don't mind if someone else does.
How progressive of you.
My feet have been in mouths.
Jeff does not mind if someone wants to lick on his toes. I imagine.
But I don't want to do that.
I feel like someone's teeth would hurt my foot.
Most people don't have teeth that are as big as yours.
That's true. I do have big teeth.
Right.
I want you to lick these corns and no teeth.
Most people don't get the nickname, like, what is it? Cheese
grater.
Grater.
Oh, ooh. Yowzers.
Watch out for these chompers, fellas.
Oh, watch out for this ad.
Hey there, kids. Are you down in the dumps? Come on down to the Rope and Stool store out here in Chesapeake, Virginia. Let's talk with one happy customer.
Hi, I'm Happy and a ghost.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right. You'll be a ghost once you use your stool and rope. Let's talk with another happy customer.
I can fly, wee.
I'm actually using the product right now, and let me tell you, I'm definitely getting my money's worth here. The stools have adjustable heights, so in case you're like a little nervous, you just crank it up or down. very easy. Oh, I'm dead.
That's right. We got customizable ropes and stools, and we're on a buy one get one pandemic special. Let's listen to a happy customer right here.
Well, my husband had been pretty depressed for a while. And he said he was going to the rope and stool store, and I actually haven't seen him since. I'm pretty worried. So if someone could call me, that would be great. I'm just trying to get him some help.
Probably choking himself while he's ejaculating.
Open tool store.
Wow. It has been a whirlwind of an episode so far. And now it is time for some games and segments.
Segments and games.
Mary.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck, Mary, kill, race. Fuck, Mary, kill, Ray. Yeah. Yeah, fuck, Mary, kill, Ray. Yeah. Uh-oh.
That's right, everybody.
Baby DMX is here.
The fuck?
It's time for Fuck, Mary, Kill, Raise.
Hey. It is a brand new game we just invented. We've never played it before, and we'll never
For the
play it
100th
again.
episode.
Absolutely, in honor of the 100th episode. So Trippy Doo, you will be our lovely contestant today, and we're going to give you a 4 opciones, which is Italian for 4 options. So you're going to fuck one. You're going to marry one. You cannot fuck the one you marry. You're going to kill one. You cannot fuck the one you kill before, after, or during the murder. And you're going to raise one. And I hate to say it, but I feel like I have to. You can't fuck the one you raise. Can't do it. It's not going to fly here.
So the marriage and the adoption are both sexless.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the killing.
And that's
murder.
Usually that's a given.
The fucking is not
is
sexless,
it?
though.
Ever fucking watched a Netflix documentary, bro?
Yeah, actually, murders are all sexful.
Murder.
Sexful.
Yeah.
You get stabbed multiple times in multiple ways.
Lots of holes, am I right?
Yeah, am I right? Hey, I'm fucking here.
Hey, there's lots of holes in that broad.
Oh,
wow.
Fuck, Mary, Kill, Raise. Your options.
Your options are me
Me.
and yourself. Go.
Oh, wow.
Go.
All right.
Go.
Okay.
Now.
I'm going. All right. Let's get something out of the way. I give the best hand jobs to anyone on Earth. I've only tested this on myself. It's a sample size of 1, so I'm going to continue fucking myself like I have been.
yes.
Okay, I was about to say, are hand jobs considered sex?
Yeah. Have we made a ruling on that yet?
No, we
I
haven't.
think you can.
So
I think. Well, he said he's going to fuck himself.
yeah, I mean, he can. Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna fuck himself, but
Okay.
you wanted to pass out your hand jobs. I'm not sure if that is sex. Anyways, continue.
I'll ask a priest or something.
My hand job. So now I got to do marry, kill, and raise.
Yes.
All right. Earlier in this Zoom meeting, recording session, Matt Cole left and made me the host. And now that I've got a smell of a drop of blood in me, I want the whole thing. I'm going to kill Matt Cole and steal his powers.
Whoa! You're gonna Kirby suck him off?
That's awesome.
Damn, that's crazy, yo.
What's your hip hop flavor today?
Oh, yeah. The newest Kirby game.
The music got me going, man.
Yeah, dude. Kirby doesn't inhale people anymore. He just fucking sucks and fucks them until he gets their abilities.
Figured out that's all the genes he really needs is in that area.
All right.
All right.
I love how our guest is exhausted with us. Okay.
All right,
not over yet?
everybody.
All right.
Sit
All
down.
right.
Take a nap after this.
All right.
You're
Well,
jerking
let's see.
yourself off. You're marrying Kirby. What else?
Oh, Jeff, you and I have a good time playing a lot of video games together. That's the foundation of an excellent marriage. And
That's
Molly
true.
always needs a lot of help, so we can raise her.
Oh my gosh, you
Nice.
guys!
Oh my
Think
god!
about how much fun we'll have now that we're a family.
We're a full functioning nuclear
Aw.
family.
And I'll
These
be dead.
rules.
But I have one question. Would you suck Jeff's toes?
Oh,
This marriage was sexless.
Well, is that we
I
haven't,
mean, if we were talking about hand jobs,
we
I
haven't
assume
made a
sucking
ruling
toes.
on sucking toes.
We don't. Yeah, where does sex draw the line?
Where
Molly?
does sex start?
Where's
Yeah,
sex start?
Does
Answer
it
it,
start
Molly.
in the toes?
Some
Okay.
people say it starts at the foot up. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know it, but I know it when I feel it.
Okay,
You know what
no.
I mean?
Here's the flaw. Here's the flaw in this logic. All right, Jeff, you're not into feet. I'm not into feet. Why would I suck your toes? Why would there be any toe sucking going on in this marriage? If
Oh.
neither of us.
Yeah, but what if Jeff
you
asked?
You propose the sucking of the toes.
Jeff's down.
Oh,
You proposed it. I mean,
this
why'd
is
you
You-
bring it up if you
This
don't
is
want
why
to
this
suck
is a
my
good
toes?
marriage. This is why the good marriage, because you have an open mind like that, and you're just open to it, and I'm just open to it. It's not going to happen, but like we'd both be okay with
Yeah,
it.
we're both like cool enough to be like, we'd try it one day.
This it's a
But we
positive
won't.
example
Yeah,
for our
yeah.
child Molly, who owns the house.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I'm sex positive.
Hmm.
And do you suck toes?
Well, I think I'm raised in a loving household. I think I feel comfortable exploring any kink. So
Nice.
we'll see.
Oh.
We'll see how I grow up.
That's amazing.
What a
And that was
wonderful-
That was
Fuck,
Fuck,
Marry,
Marry,
Kill,
Kill,
Raise.
Raise.
what a wonderful session. I feel like that was the right
Fuck,
answer.
Marry, Kill, Raise.
Fuck, Marry,
You
Kill.
did good.
Famakara.
Finukuru.
Why don't we have a Famakara shirt?
Famakara.
Famakara.
Like we're speaking a different language.
I know. I love
A
Famakara.
language only we know.
But I think we have time for a brand
Get
new game that we
real.
play every episode. That's very quick. It's called.
Get real.
What do you think about eggs?
Oh.
Eggs. They're simple, but are they good?
What
Tell
do
me
you
what
think?
you think.
What do you think about eggs?
They're used in things.
What do I think about eggs?
Yeah,
what
in
do you,
general.
What do you think
what's
about
the-
eggs?
What's with up? Yeah.
It's a good breakfast food. It's like a ball, but like a little elongated. It's easy to maneuver that way.
So you
Okay.
hard boil your eggs.
Yeah, I like hard boiling my eggs personally.
Okay.
But you've got other breakfast foods. You got like pancakes, which are always just like the flat and they get soggy and bad after a while.
pancakes
Eggs-
or eggs.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were saying pancakes was a type of egg. Like you get your sunny side up, your hard boiled, your soft boiled, your pancake.
Jeff, we all come from eggs. Okay, technically, we all start off as eggs.
That's a
and
good-
then
yeah.
Somebody else.
Whoa! I guess I was
We are
talking
all
more
egg.
about eating them.
That's what I think about. Well, depending on what you're into, Jeff, but it's all eggs are brilliant. We all come from eggs, and yet we can eat the eggs of other things. It all comes back to eggs.
I
So
don't
no.
like eggs.
Yeah, we're not a big fan of eggs on the
We
podcast.
don't like eggs very much.
And that was eggs.
Do you like eggs? No, we don't. We want to
We
trap
don't.
you into saying you like eggs so we can
We
make
don't
fun
like
of you.
eggs.
That's the game.
You're gonna feel
I
like
love
the odd
your-
man out.
I love your declaration of this is a brand new thing we do every week.
What's new to you? You've only been on the first episode.
Yeah. So
Um,
new to you, new to me. You know
We
what
changed
I
a
mean?
lot since you've been on.
We fucking
Yeah,
changed.
we added eggs, bro.
Yeah.
Just add eggs.
we,
Just
we
add egg, dude.
we added eggs. We record virtually now.
Yeah.
We added raw.
What?
We added raw.
We added raw to
To
Famakara.
Famakara.
Oh,
Um,
I get it now, Famakara.
we have merch that I
Get
don't
merch, baby.
think anyone spot yet.
Ooh,
We have
you guys
merch
have-
that we owe to people that we have not shipped to them either.
My whole family got merch for Christmas this year.
Oh,
For those of
Aw.
you listening, the merch is actually really sweet. You can buy a pillowcase that has the podcast logo on it, and it's an
It's
all
very
over
cool.
pattern.
It's a very beautiful pillowcase. But it is
Alright.
time to wrap it up and to be on
I
our
feel
way.
like time flew.
I
I
know.
know. Thank you, Trip, for coming on again. I think
Of
you're
course.
You're maybe a little bit less of an enemy now, but I think you're still an enemy of the
A
pod.
solid enemy for sure. That egg comment really did you in.
The stories made it so you were a friend of the pod again.
Yeah.
But then the fact that you think eggs are pretty cool, means
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
You'll have to come back episode 200 and
yeah.
figure it out.
But episode 200, the episode title of this is episode 100, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's why I went.
Anyways, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Plug and chug, baby.
Plug and chug, True.
I would like
Call
to
him
plug
Plug
that
Chug.
episode 100 has 2 zeros that are shaped kind of like eggs. So maybe I should be nicer.
No, we put lines through our zeros on this podcast.
Do you like
because the
eggs
lines
because
are
do
zero.
you like eggs because of your head?
Oh, snap!
Oh no!
Look, I'll plug this. I won the Ultimate Roasting Championship. Speaking
Nice.
of roasted sick burns, so I'll plug
Congrats.
that.
Usually people don't plug. It's not a job interview. You don't use plugs to plug things of your past achievements. It's supposed to be like,
Tell
what's
us about
going
the
on?
future, Trip. Tell us about the future.
I graduated high school like 10 years ago.
I'd like to plug that I got my second dose of the COVID vaccine, so I'd like to plug vaccines.
In the past.
He'd like to plug some sweet pussies. Now that he's got that vax.
He'd like to plug his mouth with some cheerleader toes.
He'd like to plug.
Hey, we
Something.
have something. We kind of have something to plug. The French girls are in the drafting stages of an all-virtual show.
Ooh,
That is
Gonna
true.
get put out soon. And I think that'll be
Indeed, I've
very
written
exciting.
several sketches.
It's been about a year since we have done our show where we worked with the Dumpster Dudes. So
We're coming back.
Ooh.
there's some talk about us doing a virtual show together.
There's some rumblings.
Mhm. Nice.
Ooh, and a tiger or two as
Ooh
well.
la la. All right. Well, we were supposed to wrap up
Trip,
like
did
2
you-
minutes ago.
Yeah, did you actually plug anything, or did we just make fun?
No,
You,
nothing.
do you know something that I should plug that I don't know?
He plugged the
I don't know,
show and his
ComicKaze.
head.
ComicKaze won again. Oh wait, that's in the past. Ugh, Jeff. Oh, it's in the past.
They have a website
Okay,
though, right?
okay,
or
we're
like
done with this. No, we're
YouTube. We're done.
Yeah, Trip performs, but he would rather not tell anybody about any
Yeah.
of the groups he's
Yeah, I
in.
just wanna- yeah.
Check ComicKaze out. Check the French girls out. Continue to listen to How Embarrassing. Please respond to my text when I text you. I'm very lonely. You know who you are.
Aww.
All right. Well, worms, until next time.
Did we embarrass your? Or,
Oh, did we ruin
Did
your
you
life
embarrass
today?
your life?
Did we ruin your life today?
I think it's pretty clear that I ruined my own life in kindergarten. So,
That's true. You were doomed from the start, baby.
Yeah, you started off bad.
Mhm.
All right. Well, wormy doodles. Until next time. This is Molly Doodle, and that's Jeffy Doodle, and that's Trippy Doodle, and that's Maddie Doodle. Keep wiggling.
Plug that.
Thanks so much for listening to How Embarrassing Podcast at Go On Production. If you have an embarrassing story and you'd like to be a guest on How Embarrassing, send us an email at howembarrassingpodcast@gmail.com.
I forgot we also added keep wiggling. That's a new thing.
Maybe I should have plugged the suicide hotline after.
That'd be great.
Nah.